Hey, hello adventurers and well met. Thank you all for joining us for another lovely, lovely session of Hand of God. We are session 5 already? Time does fly. Um, Inspiration has been doled out. Remaining inspos have been turned into a few healing potions, a spell recovery potion, nothing too exciting. And who would like to give us a little recap of what's happened recently, now officially within the Underdark?
We killed the undead dwarves, I believe, in the last room of the little mini dungeon, and then Prisoner 13 came and helped us. What were other details about that fight? That was about it. And then we went down for. Would you say it was like multiple, like tens of minutes, right? Going down the shaft.
Yeah, it was at least a half hour, it felt like. It took a while.
And we decided on a plan of a route throughout the map. And then we took one step and we ran into this hovel of troglodytes, other nefarious creatures. And we're having a time.
Mm-hmm. Lots of troglodytes. So, at that, you've made your way further into the Underdark, not too far in, but enough that you sort of entered into hostile territory. They're just like on the surface of Faerun. There are many countries, city-states. It's a bit of a mess. The Underdark, just like everything else, is that times 11. The Underdark shifts and moves. It's almost as if the whole ground beneath your feet has life. But you noticed that you have, of course, stumbled into unmarked territories. Creatures in the Underdark, there are many that sort of break the rules of how things might happen on the surface of Faerun. Troglodytes being one of them. Since none of you are more sort of feral, or maybe not really a dog, and have the best quote unquote sniffers, you noticed, or what we would know, is that troglodytes mark their territory by scent, but very faint, almost undetectable scent. And lo and behold, stumbled right into a breeding ground for these troglodytes. Now you fought a fair bit, tried diplomacy, but it obviously failed almost immediately. And now
I had bad
we
information.
see you have bad information.
I had bad information from my compatriots.
Yeah. Yep, you did. That's okay. And now we see not just one, not two, but now 3 troglodyte shamans raising gnarled staffs filled with decaying materials, fungi growth, fused with sort of trapped, wild sort of magics within. And all of them somehow have a lovely little corporate name tag that says my name, and each one has a very unique name. One being government paperwork, another one executive dysfunction, and I can't even pronounce the last one. What does that one say?
Deluxetine side effects.
Oh my goodness. And that's where we'll start. So let me get the new music bot. Go ahead.
There was a fireball cast last time.
There was. I forgot about that. A big baboon.
I would posit that there might be a little more light in here with some sprinklings of flame, perhaps.
Sure. I will allow that. Give me 1 sec. Good call. What would that be? I know I have.
Non-dark vision gang, rise up.
There you go. Animated lighting. I know I have some fire for like the ground, but I never know where to find it. I guess if I just type fire. And while I'm getting the effects, let me get the lighting at the very least. Animated fire atmospheric overlays. Here
I
it
believe
is.
it was somewhere.
Yes. Look at that. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And let me get you some lights. No, not doors. Place light, please.
And it doesn't have to be crazy.
We'll do that. Yeah, I'll just do a torch light. Keep it simple. Perfect. So that should give you some more lighting, at least in that zone. Should be fairly bright. Rounds on fire. Not enough to do anything crazy. Yeah, I'm looking at the feed. Looks good. Okay. Top of the round. Resume back once more. Several troglodytes have been slain, but now ones attuned to magic have made themselves known. We swap the tunes, and you're up.
All right.
Cool. All right, Oster.
I would like to use my Qual's Feather token
Yep.
to plop down a magical whip, right, probably about right here.
Give me one moment. I'll grab you the token. Come on, 20.
And per our description, it takes an action to put it out. Token. To throw the token to a point within 10 feet, and then a bonus action to make it attack.
Yes.
So I will.
That's
Yeah,
annoying.
what's
All
up
right.
there? Sorry.
No, no problem. I think I accidentally deleted it. I still have the art image. I'm just going to have to drag it from my documents over. Whoops. Probably going to be massive. Watch this. Boom.
Thick.
Shrink that baby down. And controlled by everybody. No vision. Perfect. All yours.
Alright, I'll plop it right there, I think, and swing at this one here, the injured stalker.
Perfect.
And that is. I think I have it set up. Feather token whip.
There's a hit. Magical whip lashes out, striking the scales of this troglodyte stalkers, hit it in this porous walls, these little alcoves where, bioluminescent insects, centipedes, millipedes are all crawling around. It hisses, whip strikes its shoulder, and let's see the damage.
I've clicked it twice and it hasn't gone through, so I'm not sure if I should click a third time and see if that goes. No? Okay, I clicked another time. It's 1d10. I can try just rolling.
1d. That should be. It says on hit, the target takes 1d6 plus 5 force damage. Let me double check.
Oh! I don't know why it's set up to
Let's take a look.
1d10 on that, but I'll fix that. You said 1d6 plus 5?
I'm going to. That's what that one says. I'm going to force it onto your screen now. 1d6 plus 5 force.
6 plus 5. Okay.
Okay. 9 points. Striking its arm, hisses loudly, growls at you all, still holding on into the alcoves of the wall. Pixels of health.
And that is action and bonus action, and I don't want to elicit a attack of opportunity, so I'm gonna stay where I am, I think.
Okay. Works for me. A couple of the stalkers in the walls are going to jump out at you all, but the one that was wounded, Let's see how smart you are going to be. With a 20, it takes the disengage action and scurries away from you all. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Climbing along the walls. Basically like a feral cat, almost 90 degrees on the walls, spear slung on its back, clams through, chunks of rocks fall to the ground, this mossy patch. They plop down into the wet, sick mud. The other two lunge out at you all. Wood, you are up first. Grabs hold of its crude spear and stabs twice.
One misses, one hits.
All right, one, you dodge out of the way. The second one graces your shoulder. 13 piercing. Ouch. And last but not least, the last one in the corner of the wall scurries around a little bit, gets right up close to you, Oster, actually to the back of the line, like so, and stabs you in the back. 1 and a 2, both at Oster. One miss. And second one stabs you right into the back. 13 piercing. Wood, you're up.
Okay. I would love to cast Inflict Wounds on the gentleman that just bonked me.
Okay.
And then...
Oh, they changed it to a save now. Used to be to hit. Make a save. You grab hold and grab the arm of the troglodyte. It fails and it growls loudly.
Damage is loading.
Be 2d10 necrotic.
Alright, the damage button isn't doing anything, so we're gonna do 2d10. So it's a second level.
Second level, that should be probably 3d10. I'll have to look it up. I'll look, because Inflict Wounds, they changed it. It used to be a 2-hit spell. Now it's, I guess, a save. 2024. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's another d10. So if you upcast it at second level, can you roll me another d10?
That'll be
19. Alrighty, grab hold of its arm. Its arm starts to necrotize. Scales, almost like fish scales, kind of fall out and plop. This sort of half lizard, half sort of almost like a snake, fishy kind of body. And they are officially wounded.
And then I will do a potion of greater healing, which is
44 plus 4.
44 plus 4, and that'll be my turn.
Sounds good to me. Robin, you're up.
Okay,
Strange
I'm going to bonus action steady aim, which reduces my speed to 0 for the rest of the turn, but gives me advantage on my attack. And I am going to swing at the guy behind Austin
Okay.
with my dagger.
Alright, planting your feet, taking a stab. Crit!
Damn.
And the damage button is not working.
Okay, that's a lot
Actually,
of
the
fun.
issue, I was just typing up a thing I was trying not
Mine also wasn't working.
Okay,
Everybody try refreshing the page.
I did
Let's
do
see
that.
if that helps. It doesn't help.
It didn't help me. It does, interestingly, when I typed -13 on my token on the map, my health
Mhm.
total decreased on my character sheet, but not on my token.
Okay. Everything's attached. At this point, I don't know. Let's turn it off again, yeah. Maybe completely close out browser, do a whole fresh reset. Try that. When I click things... Yeah, those on your character sheet in the chat log are not popping up. Okay. Then I'd suggest just look up what you're supposed to roll, and then we're just gonna have to do this old school. It kind of sucks, but you know, technology. I don't know what else to say. Yes, the dagger stabs. That is definitely a success. So basically, what that would be is, well, this makes it a lot more complicated with fucking sneak attack. Oh boy.
Gotcha. See, I have 4d6 for my sneak attack dice.
Okay. Yep. And so you're at 8th level, 4d6. A dagger is normally a d4 plus dex mod. Now it's crit, so that would double that. My god. And the funny thing is my NPC sheets work fine.
Oh my god.
That's good, at least.
It's interesting that it's still letting us roll from, like, our character sheet seems to be working fine.
Hmm.
It's just like the damage in the chat and then the tokens are broken.
So do I do
Oh,
2d4
okay.
plus 8? Or...
I
Wait.
figured out a workaround.
Well,
If you roll damage directly from your sheet instead of from the chat log, that did damage for me. But that
How do you roll
won't do
damage
From your
crits,
there?
so it's not really helpful for a crit damage.
well,
but
crit, we would just double it, and it's fine. We'll just keep it simple and just because it's double dice anyways. We'll just double the fucking total. I don't care.
the red
Oh, if you click the
Clickables.
damage.
the red clickables on your sheet are damage.
Oh, I didn't realize you could actually click the damage. Like,
Yeah.
I knew that those told you what the damage was. I didn't realize you could click them specifically.
Yeah. So because crits are literally doubled, and just to keep today's life easy, we're just gonna take the total and literally double it. Wow. So that is 27 times 2. So that is 47 plus 7 is what, 54? Wow. Okay, Robin. One shot kill. Feel free to describe this. It hasn't even been touched yet.
Okay, as with the one that I did this to last week, I just take the dagger,
Yep.
just with mechanical precision,
Hmm.
put it straight into the throat and pull it out.
Oh.
And I say to Oster, keep them coming to you. And then I've already used my
They're not.
bonus action, and my speed is 0 because of the steady aim, so that is my turn.
All right. Brutal and precise. Oh, just blood all over there. Basically, how much blood exploded. Yeah, falls to the ground. Robin, nicely done. Anything else? We go to Brock.
All right, I am going to. How fucked up is this gentleman looking? Right at me.
Pixels.
All right,
Very fucked up.
attack.
There's a hit.
This. I'm gonna. That's not correct. 8 damage.
8. Okay, you know what? Still up. Swing the great sword. Connects, but moves out of the way just in time to avoid most of the damage, bleeding profusely.
What the hell? Okay, that's a problem for later. The details
Yeah.
on that are really weird.
Yeah, you're
It's giving
right.
me some roll minimum D2D6. I don't know. That's for later to figure out.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack it. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Definitely way overkill.
This does not.
That's not looking right.
Oh.
Yeah, when you do
the
details, it
it's
shows
right.
you.
What the? Yeah.
Huh.
So that's. This
Well, 2d6 plus 5 and then double it.
16. Dude, this math is not mathing.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, 2 HP left. You split them in half. It just blood splatters all everywhere. Probably like falls down to the ground in a sickly wet mess. Gross.
Well, that felt like a bit of an overkill, but okay. I don't think I can. I want to move away from these guys, so I think we're just gonna chill here and hope I don't get too fucked up the next.
Okay. I love it that I did initiative for my shamans, and now one of them, it just literally says just government paperwork for all of them. Very goofy. All right, troglodytes. I have a few of the sort of normal cast here, and they are going to scurry around, hide under this little canopy. And I mean, honestly, Barack, you are only one really within range except Voda. So they're just gonna start slinging. They'll grab a few of these like rocks coated in this like sickly poison from crushed sort of mushroom juice, splatter it all around, and fling them at you with disadvantage.
Oh god.
One goes wide, one tings.
First one hits. My
5 bludgeoning, 8 poison.
Resistance to poison. Let's go.
So that would be 4 instead of 8 for you. Yeah, and the second one was not even close. Those are my troglodytes. Voda, you're up.
To be honest with you guys, I can't see any enemies in our surroundings, so I'm gonna leave
You
to
can't
face
see this
these
guy?
guys. Nope.
You can see him. No, he's got
I
5
have
feet.
Oh.
5 feet of range.
Yeah.
You're
That's
blind.
why I was really hoping some of this area could get lit up. Shit, we're good. I can do that far in.
I think so. Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
25.
to blast these folks
Go for it.
with a little bit of this.
A little bit of a cone.
Dex save, please.
Oh boy. Alrighty. Cone of cold here. What? And a what? 1 succeeds, 1 fails.
It is 5 cold damage total.
Nice.
Kind of yuck.
Yes, but you notice that these things are quite weak to the cold. The one that was already wounded kind of fails, and kind of just shrivels up into the ground. So not taking 5, but 10 points dead. And the other one succeeds, so we'll just take the full 5.
And that makes it easy for me to just focus the rest on him.
All right. Swinging punch hits.
All right, that is Is that-
15.
I'm questioning everything now. Yeah, that looks right.
Break it down. 1d8 plus 7.
And we'll throw in a couple spinning kicks while we're at it.
Nice. Yeah.
They both hit.
Last kick. Yeah, both of them hit. Just crumples to the ground. He was already on pixels. Just
Alright.
crunched. Overkill.
Go next.
It reminds me of, I don't know if you ever played Mortal Kombat, but the main guy, not Kung Lao, what's the, he's like the token one. The one that's like Jackie Chan. He does like this bicycle kick thing, and he like flies in the air with that, just repeated kicks. He just go and just try to like collapses to the ground and just as like the mushroom stalk kind of bends down due to the cold. Voda, anything else? Go to 13. 13, she looks around. Quince kind of pushes past you, Robin, and says, You really are a killer, ain't you? Make sure to not piss you off. Then she kind of squints and says, move out of the way. And she kind of pushes Wood, and she starts just pummeling Even though she's still kind of recovering her magic, she just swings twice with her fists at the creature in the wall, but kind of hisses loudly and pulls itself into a crevasse, missing both times. She looks at you, Wood, and just does one of these. Oh. I'm a little rusty. Right on cue. Government paperwork and their cronies. You hear chants coming from the eastern portion of this large corridor. Keep in mind that the ceiling is about, let's say, like 30 or 35 feet total. All the way to the eastern wall, there is a 20-foot rise. Executive dysfunction waves their staff as they are channeling some strange magics. Let's see what they are gonna do. Ooh. Okay. Some range. I think these two fellows are gonna go here. So government paperwork points their staff at Brock as a sickly, sort of like soft greenish light with flecks of blacky inky tendrils kind of drip off, and points as it does. Brock, I need you to please make me a Constitution saving throw.
It's related to being
As a
poisoned?
tendril.
No.
This is not poison. This is
Dude.
spell description. Blight. That's a success, so you take half of that. Half 38 is 15 plus 9, so 19 plus 4. 19 necrotic. The two on the raised ledge of the eastern wall, they are... Double check here. Because now I am playing with actual ranges. Too far. You know what, they're gonna do this. They raise their staffs. You begin to see bits of like swirling like dust and bits of rock sediment just kind of lift up, swirling around them as they cast Lure on themselves and start running down passage to meet you all. That's their turn. Alrighty. And the Beastmaster, let me make sure to mark that they have done that. Uno minuto. Okay. The Beastmaster points their sort of gnarled spear. This like chirps and like clicks and gargling sounds at these large, almost German Shepherd-sized insects. Fire in their bellies. They kind of chitter loudly and snap at Brock. With advantage on all of them because of pack tactics. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 chomps. None of them get past your armor. Just tings off.
The last one.
Last one. Oh, you're right. The last one does hit. Thank you for keeping me honest. 7 piercing, 4 fire. The Beastmaster, they are going to...
Is Brock's Cloak of Displacement still active?
That way, I got hit on the
no.
first thing that attacked me this round.
Yep.
Okay, so it's per round then.
Yep.
Yeah, it recharges. I think they are just going to, at this point, duck behind the giant mushroom and take the dodge action, protecting themselves. Ooh. A lot of defense. Monster, yeah.
Alright, I will whip at the injured. It's injured, right? Yes, it is injured. One right in front of me with my Qualls Feather token again.
Yep. You know what I could do real quick while you're doing that also? So for everybody, this is for today. We'll have to probably fix this, hopefully, by next session. I am going to desync your HP on your tokens. So that means when you get hit or whatever, still do it on your sheets, but you have to do it twice, basically, on your token as well. If that is okay with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means, Brox, that way we can have correctly represented HP. So it should now basically be not linked for almost everybody. So you can now affect the token, but you'll still need to put that into your sheets. Perfect. Okay. We're figuring things out. All right, please continue, Oster. Sorry about that.
All right, I am guessing the 21 hits.
Yeah, that's a definite hit. Whip lashes out.
For 11 force.
11. It is pixels.
max damage.
Hell yeah. 1d6 plus 5. Yeah, that's max.
And then was that?
Yeah, that was max.
1d6 plus 5, so 11
Yep.
would be nice. And then I will swing at the same one with three with the tentacle rod.
Ooh, there's a hit and a hit and hey. So the effect goes off, but it might just outright die because that's a lot of damage. So 3 little psychic infused tentacles all lash around and squeeze on the troglodyte's face, and just you hear a crunch, squelch, and before it kind of clamps down, it just kind of slumps down, dead.
Lovely. I don't think I really... actually... would it take an action or anything to, like, check the holes around me for more of those guys coming out?
Perception check. I'll allow it. 22. At this point, you don't see any more stalkers. But who's to say 10, 15 minutes from now? But immediate future, no.
Then I turn to face the enemies further away and end my turn.
Beautiful. This stalker is seeing that you all are overpowering them, and the remaining one runs away. Turning and dashes. That's that. Wood.
Okay. Wood would like to throw a char pamphlet to about here, and invoke duplicity.
Oh. Let me get you
And-
a copy.
Thank you.
Give me one moment. Go to the main page. Now there's 2 of them.
Now there's 2 kitties on the field. Would you count that as a magic?
Let's see what it
What is that?
says. You know what? Why don't we ask our master duplicitor here?
Huh?
Connor.
What's the question?
Does that count as a magic bonus action? Can I cast a spell on top of that?
Yeah, that's a class feature so that you can cast a spell. I do that all the time.
Thanks, lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Listen. So I want to make super sure. And then through my double, I would like to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh my. All right, give me 1 sec. I was just making a master copy here.
Take your
Oh,
time.
still, damn it. Oh well. Trying to remove the vision. Okay. So, casting Spirit Guardians through this lovely fellow, you should be able to move the token around,
I just did.
and you should be able
So
to
I
make
can-
a radius.
Ooh.
15 foot.
Okay. We need a 15-foot radius.
Do you remember how?
Just give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, and to make a radius, I click on the gear,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's an aura. So with an aura farm,
Mm-hmm.
and I just enter 15 and save changes.
Boom. Perfect. Nicely done. With the copy summoned, ejection of, you said Shar. It's sort of like representations of Shar swirl around your copy, and I need my little beetles here to make some saves. They are pre-done. I think all of them fail.
All right, 3d8 radiant.
Radiant or necrotic, your choice.
Okay, I thought it was dependent on my character's alignment. If you're
I
good or neutral.
Don't care. You could do it. You could swap. I kind of like it being both.
Ooh, good
You
to
said
know.
Shar, so why would it be radiant? You know.
Yeah, that would upset her.
Yep.
Yeah, 13 necrotic, please.
Sure. Yeah. And with that, they swirl around this like symbols and sort of motifs, representations of Shar embodiment, swirl, and they just kind of fall to the ground, twitch, and are no longer of this world. Very dead. That is a 4 instant kill of my little beetles. God damn.
Wood's going to say, you really warmed them up for me. Sorry for the kill steals.
Yeah, it's fine, whatever.
And that'll be my turn.
Beautiful. Robin, you're up.
Okay, do I have a clear shot to government paperwork, or is the mushroom or one of the walls?
It's a large mushroom. How about this? Roll me a d20. Let's let fate decide. Three, you do not have a clear shot. I'm going to give it, we'll just give it half cover, so +2 to its AC.
Okay, I guess I will then once again bonus action steady aim
Okay.
to give myself advantage on the shot. I'm going to shoot at government paperwork with my short bow.
Beautiful. Lining up the shot, and sadly, even with the 16, it probably would have hit, but the angle is just not right, and it thunks into the giant mushroom. It's a miss.
Okay. And that was my action and bonus action, and I can't move, so go next.
Brock, you're up.
Alright, we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here, and we're gonna attack.
Okay.
Let's find it. Is he dodging?
Yes. I'll put your dodge symbol back on too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's taking the dodge action.
Do I have anything to try to help that? So I think we're just gonna try to attack and see what happens.
No, okay. Attacking with disadvantage. 25, it don't matter. Sword's hitting.
Damage. You can roll properly. No. So that is +3, so 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it should be 14.
14,
I
okay.
did the math right, yeah, 14.
14 slashing, chops into the Beastmaster. Still technically taking the dodge action. Severely wounded.
We'll try again.
Okay, disadvantage.
Not as
11 goes wide.
Grace still goes off though?
Yes, it does technically. So
Okay.
5. Pixels of health still up.
And I will.
Grace is good.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm just thinking about it. It's really good.
I will potion go next.
Okay. Troglodytes, they're dead. Excuse me, Voda killed them all. Voda.
Nice. Alright, seeing how effective cold was, I'm going to attune with the elements. For the next 10 minutes, I am elementally attuned. We're all the way to there.
Yep.
We're gonna do a couple of melee attacks from here.
Oh my goodness, bolt it.
Alright. So I'll roll damage, and this is gonna be cold damage.
Oh no. 9 is actually 18 points of cold. 13 is 26. Absolute minimum amount of HP.
Right?
Yeah,
Yep.
government paperwork. Literally, you can't even see the health bar right now. It's like shaved off, and it's colds all the way
Alright, well, that
around.
was actually just a flurry of blows, so here comes the staff.
Oh my, that just barely hits.
That's actually bludgeoning.
And with the bonk, crack falls to the ground. Government paperwork is no more.
I like freeze him solid and then
froze
smash his
him and
head.
then
Yeah, he froze him and shattered him, basically.
I can actually take one more step and attack this other guy
Go for it.
with my attack.
Okay, he's dodging though.
Yeah, I'm guessing a 16 doesn't.
16. Do you have advantage on this then?
Um,
Because he's dodging, so roll twice. I take the lower.
oh, I see. Yep.
It's taking the dodge action. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that just added AC.
Nope, critical fail. All right, Boda. Successful
next.
turn. Otherwise, 13. Seeing all this, she is just gonna sort of move up a little bit, ground, and sort of hide behind the mushroom stalk. Just kind of still taking a few deep breaths. Clearly, still recovering, and that is her turn. All of our other little government little gremlins here, they are.
Yeah, where'd they run off to? I could only see the
Oh.
one.
I know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
They have reinforcements more.
We're gonna have to come up with so much more names.
Let me hide this one. Boom. Okay, so the other two show up. Voda running through the passageway. They raise up their staves, and they are going to do this. I think. Measuring here. I'm doing spellcasters. I want to make sure that I hurt as many people as possible. So I think we're gonna do. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we'll go with executive dysfunction first. They raise up their gnarled staff as we start to see a good old-fashioned lightning form at the tip of the staff, just sort of crackling energy shooting off. As this one behind side effects here, because I can't pronounce that, casts good old lightning bolt. And I'll show you where it goes. I like that. I need Brock and I need Oster. Please make me a dexterity saving throw as a bolt of lightning shoots down the way.
use my inspiration on that. Yeah.
So more rough. All right, let me cast lightning, 4th level. Yeah, so that is DC 14, 36 points of lightning.
Gonna
I'm down.
try again.
Okay.
But just fucking heal.
Success.
So 6.
All right, so half of 36. 18 is a success. Half of 36.
Also 18.
15. 18? 18 or 17? 17. I don't know. That's hard. But yes, fail is 36 points on poor Oster, gets knocked down to the ground, dying. That's the first one. And our second spellcaster here, we just remove this. Boom. Step forward, and they are going to wave their gnarled staff at Voda. Soft, sort of purplish light leaves off the tip of the staff like little spores as they fly and gently land on your shoulder. Energy fills, kind of echoes from your head and kind of creates this sort of circular dome of energy as it tries to hold you in place. Please make me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm pretty wise though.
Success! You shake off the magical effects. And that's my troglodytes. Beastmaster, seeing this, they're going to make a wisdom save to see what they'll do, and they're going to fight to the death. All right, Brock, they're just going to try to stab you as much as they can. 2 stabs with the spear, nowhere even close. That's their whole turn. Oster, you are dying.
Alright.
That is a failure.
I'll have to switch it around. That's all.
Uh-oh. Add 1 troglodyte stalker. You just hear it skimpering and sort of this high-pitched cry way off to the east. As they flee the field of battle and run away. They're out of initiative. What?
Scampers and proceeds to give Auster some kitty kisses.
No.
Oh no, where did my kitty kisses go? Oh, there you are. You're the one that I want. We're gonna cast it at 2nd level.
20 healing?
And then as a bonus action, I am going to have my little entity scooch. So then this feller gets to be within the sphere.
Yep, and fails. Roll me the damage again. And don't forget to please mark your token and your sheet. I know it's extra work. I'm sorry about that. For health. 7. Oh, so very close. So very close. Still up.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Beautiful. Robin, you're up.
Okay, I guess I'll swing over here by the mushroom. And then I would like to use a luck point to give myself advantage on this attack. And I am going to try to shoot executive dysfunction with my bow.
All right, yeah. So they have blur cast on themselves. You're using luck to get some advantage. So that is just a flat roll. Shooting past side effects here.
Does that mean that I don't get sneak attack damage even though I have advantage? Because
I'll allow sneak attack. I'll allow it, yeah. You would still
Okay,
get
well,
it, but there's magic, yeah, so.
we'll see if I even hit first.
Yeah.
Which I do not.
No. The winds around them just push the arrow way off into the ceiling.
Okay, then I'm going to bonus action, cunning action, dash. To go over here, sort of put this mushroom in between myself and the casters.
Works for me.
And into my turn.
Perfect. Brock, you're up.
I'm swiping.
No, I'm giving a swipe. Yep, there's a hit.
25.
Don't even need to roll damage. Literally had 1 HP. The slightest touch of the blade makes it explode into little giblets. It's dead. Just explodes.
I look down at the corpse. Okay, well, it was kind of unsatisfying, but you do you, buddy. And then I walk away. This is just a ramp, right?
Yeah, it's just a natural ramp.
We go all the way up to both of them, and I will attack. You said, are they both casting blur?
They both cast blur on themselves, correct?
Okay, I'll attack executive dysfunction then.
Okay.
Advantage. Ooh.
Ooh. That's no good.
I'm gonna risk not taking a potion. And go next.
Okay. Sorry, I just moving the dead body out of the way. Just put it down. Tumble down the fairway. Voda, you're up.
Alright, let's see how far a couple of these go.
2 punches. Strike. And these are frost empowered, the cold fists.
They both hit?
Yeah, 13. Oh, my apologies. This is one attack because you're attacking with disadvantage.
Oh, I see.
Because they're
So
yeah,
13.
they blur 13 is a miss. Sorry, I misread that.
Okay, I see. Let me mark disadvantage then. And do my second flurry of blows hit.
16 just barely hits.
Alright.
So the damage, and I'm gonna make a
Yes,
con
that
save,
is-
so that's
That is
22.
cold.
That is cold. And this is at side effects.
Yes.
Okay. Still above half. I need to make a con save. 10 or half of the amount, which just barely succeeds. He's still concentrating on blur.
Okay. I'm gonna then do this.
Ooh.
I'm gonna fire it on the
Holy
far
leech.
guy.
Okay.
I'll swing. Still blur, disadvantage,
Yep.
right?
Both are blurred. Yeah, they cast that like sort of behind the scenes and then ran down. 16 hits.
Okay, so yeah, 3d6 force.
Cap. Force. Con save.
And start of their turn, I'll gain some health.
Alrighty. You were
Hopefully
getting
it's alive.
2d10 at the beginning of the turn and lose that amount until death. They can use an action to remove the leech. Okay. What would be a good leech symbol here? Let's do the half heart. That makes sense. All right, yeah. So it's still concentrating as there's this big old leech, like a sucker, right on its neck. Just this sort of like astral projection of a leech that's basically almost like a foot long. These huge fucking leeches just draping off. And you can almost see these like red threads leave off into the ethereal and land back at you, Rhoda.
Nice. That's
All
it
right.
for next.
That's it. Sounds good to me. 13. I think at this point she is just going to sort of bow out and kind of, even though she's not hurt, she's recovering, taking deep breaths, clearly sort of having almost like not a full-fledged like panic attack, but is uncomfortable being back in the Underdark. That's her turn. Government paperwork lackeys. You regain 2d10 at the beginning of their turn. So this is for Voda. Let me give you some health here. 9 healing for Voda. Brock is up in their face. What do they do? What do they do indeed? They're gonna do this. Executive dysfunction steps a little bit out of the way, like so, raises up their staff as fire forms into a single column, reaching off the tip of their staff as they point as a torrent of flame fires straight out towards Brock and Voda. They are casting this at 3rd level. Agonizar's Scorcher. I need the 2 of you to please make me a dex save. It's just a little bit of fire flings out towards you. Both succeed, take half. So half of that is 14's total, so 7. Only 7 points of fire.
I'm a blur as I take nothing.
Nothing.
Amazing.
Oh my. Too cool for school. Side effects slides up into the channel here, and they are going to wave their staff as they see again this like plume of this like blackish inky sort of tendrils dripping light almost swings right at your face, Brock. Guess what? Another blight. Con save. This is for Brock. Succeeds. God, the spells aren't working. Only half, so 9 and necrotic. That is their whole turn. This was kind of sad. Just nothing. Oster, you're up.
Alright, I will stand up. And I move 15 feet. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
15 feet. All my little movement. And I can see them, so I'm gonna use... Actually, I forgot to check the range. 120 feet. Okay, I'm
Oh,
good.
that's plenty.
I'm gonna shoot out a scorching ray.
Ooh, okay. Get 3 of those bad
at
boys.
The guys.
Oh my goodness. So this is done
Executive
with...
dysfunction and side effects.
Yeah, so this is done with disadvantage, sadly. So each ray you're gonna have to shoot off individually. So executive dysfunction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they
I
still have
do-
blur against themselves. Go ahead.
I do also currently still have my innate sorcery.
Does that
Spell
bypass?
saves increased by 1. You have advantage
Yep.
on attack rolls of sorcerer spells you cast.
Okay, so
I can-
cancels out. So these are flat rolls. So we'll all of them hit.
Should, right?
All of them hit. Plus you get the crit. So we'll just keep it as is.
All right.
These are all at executive dysfunction. 3 beams of
There.
fire.
Doesn't
Right.
Yes.
Blur go like? Isn't Blur like a certain amount of damage or something?
No, blurs. It's
Just
concentration.
concentration. Okay.
Straight up concentration. Because it's concentration, which means that I can't really use a lot of my other spells. So that's the downside.
So I will roll 3 times. Or do you want me to just do 4?
Yeah, do them individually because I'm gonna have to make con saves for every single hit.
Okay, right, that's fair. So first one at
So each
the
beam's gonna be
side effect,
2d6
second
fire.
roll.
Yep.
Okay. And scorching ray.
Okay. So
it
the first.
just automatically does all 3.
Oh, there you go. The middle one was a crit, so we'll just double that to keep things simple.
Double the 3? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, which, not great, but whatever. This is all going to dysfunction, or were you splitting this?
They look like they're still healthy, right? They're not.
Yeah, they're above being wounded. So
Then I'll 3 at the side effects. I think I can see
at
them
side
both
effects
there.
instead. Got it. Okay, so we'll do that. 8. Wounding side effects to make a con save. Concentration still up. 6. And make another con save. Still up. And then 7. Oh, they are on absolute pixels of health. But they are a champ. They are still concentrating on Blur. Wow. Hot damn.
And then as a bonus action, my whip will move 10 feet, I think or no. I'll move it. You can go next. I'm just going to move it.
Sure. As a bonus action, you can direct the whip to fly up to 20 feet. Repeat this action
20,
against
okay.
creatures. Yeah. 20 feet, 10-foot range.
Okay.
What? You're up.
Bonus action, Wood is going to scooch the double, and then as their main action, they are going to run up to prisoner 13 and rest their head on prisoner 13's lap to try and help mitigate the anxiety attack.
Okay. She looks and just almost disgusted first, and then she sort of just softens and just says, "Thanks."
Do you think ear twitch a little just a little temptation here, through the gnome hat? Just.
She looks and gives just a little pet, and then kind of does the whole little soon, and just kind of turns her head, blushes slightly. But she's starting to do a little bit better. But she is out of the combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the duloxetine side effects are in the spirit?
Both of them, yes. So 2 wisdom saves.
Roll in,
They are quite wise, but I think 1 succeeds, 1 fails. Yeah, because it should be 14, DC 14. So, side effects. Fails, crumbles under the, what was it, necrotic? Are we keeping up with Char?
Yep.
Okay, the necrotic damage is just kind of crumpled down. Dysfunction succeeds, so they take half. So, 8 points of necrotic. Alright, that's 1. 1 remaining.
That's my turn.
Beautiful. Robin, you're up.
Okay, so I guess we move up here and take aim at executive dysfunction with the short bow.
Ooh. Yeah, that goes wide.
Yeah, this whole blur thing's kind of annoying.
It's a good spell. We can use it too if
Mhm.
you have somebody who knows the spell.
And then I'll bonus action, cunning action, dash. Back behind the mushroom. And into my turn.
Okay. Works for me. Brock, you're up.
Alright.
1 remains.
I attack.
I attack. Swinging with the great sword into the corridor. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't roll advantage. 16?
16 just barely hits.
Oh, also, well, I guess are we doing nat 1 is not a grace?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so damage. 15, is that correct? Yeah, 15
Okay.
damage.
15, wounding the troglodyte. Sort of purplish, bluish blood splatters against the wall, and they are going to make another con save. Finally, Blur breaks.
So
We'll let her
I
concentrate.
think I'm just gonna do a second wind, and that'll be it. Go next.
All right, Voda, you're up.
We're ending just in time.
Rushing forward. There's a hit.
That is 13 cold as an icy fist
Yeah.
flies past Rock.
This swing in the air creates this sort of ice formed fist flying 10 feet away and strikes, cracks into its jaw. Ice fills up its entire body, twirls, smacks its head against the sort of embankment and cracks into the ground, half its head shattered by the ice. As the ice fades away, very dead. 23 points, not 26, and 13 was actually how much HP it had left. Dead. Adventurers, you have survived. Congratulations. Change the tune.
I'm gonna start rifling through them. They seem like
Sure.
the shaman seem like the only ones that would have anything of value on them.
Pretty much. Start rifling through
Robin.
Go ahead.
Robin would like to examine the troglodyte, I think it was Champion's giant club, to determine if it is a night club.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. You know what? You don't even have to roll. This is your choice. You could believe whatever you want. How about
Robin
that?
fully believes it's a night club.
No.
And everyone else, basically what this club looks like, it's a piece of sort of underdark, almost like hardened like mushroom stalk that's almost like a tree, embedded with chunks of rock that have been shaved into. If we go way back to our Jolt days, our like Aztec and sort of African-inspired weaponry, the queticle, that big slab of wood that has like the obsidian shards kind of jutting out, but instead of like sharpened, they're more kind of like basically bricks. And so it's that same sort of design, but now it is a knight's club. Oh my
What am
goodness.
I rolling for searching these shamans?
Let's see. Investigation, please.
22.
22. Hot damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so surprisingly, you do find some stuff. Most of these trogs that you can see around, their bodies littered about. Well, one of them escaped, but pretty much everything else is dead. Don't really have a lot in possession. They have bags of like teeth and strange like poultices and like gourds shaped out, filled with like mushroom gunk, liquid bile ducts. It's, I guess the best way to describe it is almost like caveman-y, if that makes sense. You can kind of that picture, that sort of like style, that smell. The shamans have actually some gear on them. You find that the shamans have either stolen or traded. They're sort of definitely acted on a different level of intelligence compared to their other troglodyte kin. You have found with a 22, actually probably, let's do this. Several potions and scrolls on them. 285, you find a total of 3 basic healings on their person. You find 1x greater healing. And with a 19, you find a tucked away tube in one of their pacts. There's gold actually kind of clad around, and the pacts have a strange emblem on it. The pack is made out of fine leather. It's almost like a satchel. Most of it's empty, but you see inside the pack is this like wooden tube carved with sort of runic symbols. No need to roll. It's clearly a spell scroll or spell tube. Wizards and whatnot would have this as a backup, or other folks who might know how to cast spells. And tucked away beneath that is satchel with 8 gems inside. Rock being of your ancestry, you recognize these are dwarven cut fine gems, all emeralds that are worth 300 apiece. So a total of 8 300 GP each gems.
I take out the spell scroll, kind of unfurl it a little. I stare at it for a moment, and I go, I don't know why I'm looking at this. I can't read. And then I like hand it off to someone else.
Okay. That's funny.
I take the greater heal. I have 1 potion.
Oh, we want to get out of here before more of these things show up?
Probably.
Probably good.
Yeah.
Thirteen looks at you and says, I'm feeling a little better. Honestly, it seems like folks didn't really need my help, which is, guess, good for me, but a little disheartening. But she just kicks the nearby trog. You know, I have these flashes, these memories. I know I've been down here. I know I have. But these things are... She just kind of stares at the trog nearby. Sort of licks her teeth. I don't know. She looks at the rest of you. She just kind of looks back at it. Looks at Wood, for example, who's nearby, and then Robin. She shrugs. Well, doesn't really matter. See if there's anything else we might be able to scavenge around here. She points at the giant yellow mushrooms. I remember these. Don't touch them. Don't even put your hands out. They're not good eats, and especially if you're... She looks over towards where Brock is. Especially if you're not one of us dwarves. Can get you real sick. But I think these, and she points at the mushrooms on the walls, these are pretty common. Shell fungus, at least being where we are. She looks up, almost expecting like to see a sky, to use the stars, and she just looks at the ceiling full of stalactites and creatures crawling around the ceiling on the like, sort of cave wall. Yeah, the highlands. That's... He should be okay. Closer to the surface, the safer the things we'll find. Further down, less likely we'll find edible things without at least a guide or more nuance.
I start picking them off the wall.
Sure.
Carefully wrapping them in like paper, paper you use to wrap stuff. Maybe not as fancy as parchment paper, but
Sure.
did.
No, I get you. Make me a nature check. I will give you advantage. 13. That is a success. You have found a lot of it's scorched. There are some contamination with other funguses and whatnot, but we'll say you have found a grand total of 17. Wow, days worth of rations. So individual rations.
I mean, I'll top up mine for 2, but the rest are you guys.
I could do with a few.
Go him.
Got 9.
I'm at 12.
Maybe I shouldn't take any.
Rations, I think I'm down to 8, but I have to
We're only
find
allowed
them
to
in my list.
have
20.
as many rations as is our strength.
Correct.
Oh, does that mean that I needed to dump some when I got drained?
Me too.
You would have been able to give it to other party members. Oh, I'm not gonna be too much of a stickler about it. We'll just say to keep things simple for like the metagame wise. You're able to keep as much as your actual true strength, but if it affects combat and everything else, then But for this like sort of overworld management, it's not worried about it.
Okay, then. Robin will take 1, top his rations
My
back
strength
up
is only
to
9, so I can't carry more than 9.
Yep.
Alright, so that's
Prisoner
14.
13 should have had some as well. She would have left with rations. She was good dumb about it. So she left with 14 rations, and we've spent 1, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she would have 13 left.
Alright, I can take 1, it looks like, based on my true strength.
13.
Mhm.
I'm counting down the amount of
She looks at you.
rations
He says
remaining.
13. She's like, "Yeah, well, what's up?"
Sorry. I'm just counting rations.
I mean, I'll take a couple. She pulls over her pack slung on her shoulder, and it's pretty full. I'll take 2 off your hands, but that is about as much as I can carry.
Alright, over 2.
Okay. She is full.
Did anyone else take any?
I took 1.
Anemia, but also I'm full.
Unrelated, but during the combat, I did consider trying to climb one of the yellow mushrooms to get a better shot. I'm really glad I did.
Yeah.
Can I suggest we could either eat now or walk and eat or something to that effect and consume the rest of these rations that we can't take with us?
Yeah, I'll be generous. You can consume the leftovers right now. So basically, eat what's on the ground right now. The combat's done, so the encounter for the day is done. And then whatever's left over, sadly, will just be waste.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so 13 looks at you and sees that you got some gold in the form of sort of carved dwarven gems. Sees the pack embroidered. Looks over at you, Brock, and looks at the trod. You got that from one of these guys?
Yeah.
And looks at all the rest. None of the others had stuff. And you don't find that strange or anything?
I shrug my shoulders. I don't know. They don't really pay me to think, so.
Yeah, I'm picking up on that. Huh.
Can you, Rock? Can you show us the coins? Maybe there's some type of writing on them or mint.
They're gems, right?
Yeah, they're all cut gems.
Oh, they're all cut gems. I don't know jewelry that great.
I try a history check to see if I can discern like what group of dwarves would
Sure.
do this kind of thing.
Sure. $16 is at least a partial success. You don't know the exact makes. Dwarves, obviously now, I mean, in D&D 2024, we all just call them dwarves. But there's sort of three major types, as we've said before. There's mountain, there's hill, and now there's, Dwergar. You look at them, and Brock, I think at least based on your token and kind of how you describe yourself, I thought you were more of like kind of mountainkin. Hill dwarves are usually somewhat shorter in stature, have more of like a bronze skin, a lot more sort of darker hairs, dark browns or black. And as you look at them, you notice that these cuts are definitely from a clan you're not familiar with. They look old, but beyond that, you're not quite sure.
But
So they're most likely probably made by some dwarven clan, most likely of sort of like hill descendancy. Sometimes they're called sun dwarves. But beyond that, you don't know what clan they are. You know that they are very old. And nobody really cuts gems like this in recent years.
why my sheet doesn't say what?
Well, that's because in 2024 it doesn't. That's what I was
Oh.
trying to explain.
Oh.
So that is a change in 2024. They just say dwarves. Like elves, they just say elves now, which I kind of like having the sun elf, moon elf, like it gives a little bit more character to it. So I still leave that to you. It's just your character. You could choose if you want to. But going by the quote unquote stereotypes of what they usually look like, at least the token art looks to be like a classic mountain dwarf kind of style. Yeah, she kind of looks at you. You both have the same sort of descendancy, most likely mountain sort of kin. Looks at the gems. Well, at least y'all are getting some payment out of this. I do suggest, if you're gonna sell it, best not to sell it to a bunch of dwarves. They might look at you a little funny. Beyond that, I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Nod my head.
Oh. How do they look compared to the emeralds that Brock found and left alone in Axholm?
Ooh.
Likely I don't know about because I don't think Brock told any of us.
You know what? I forgot about that. Brock, I should have given you advantage on that, but I'll just give this to you now. They look very similar to the ones that were embedded in the walls in Axholm. Thank you for that. I forgot about that. Okay. And looking at the time, I think that's a good little stop for our short rest. So
Yep.
we get this shot of you looking at the gems with a second take and realizing that these are ceremonial gems that followers of Dumathoin or, people from ages past might have used to decorate halls of glory. And we'll go from there. So what we'll do, if everyone would be so kind, just bunch up your tokens in the corner. I'll bring us all to the world map right now. Once we do that, and we'll get set.
All aboard the choo-choo train.
All aboard the choo-choo train. Perfect.
Oda next in our walking order.
So this was day 1. Should be on day 2, which is Voda. Let's get this show on the road. So, we go back to where we are. We are back to the overworld map. You have found some extra rations, as you just did. 8 basically for the day. So, your next movement, you don't need to spend any since you have already used them. The next person leading the day is Voda. We are officially on day 2.
You, if I remember correctly, you said that we would like roll a d8, and if we were in the top half, we got a long rest.
Correct. Yes. So let me bring up my cheat sheet here. Da-da-da-da. Yeah. So for the first week, you roll a d8. The event triggers 1 through 4. And then we'll have to figure out what that is.
Okay, so I roll a d8 now.
So you move a space, but you could roll it. I mean, move the space, you could roll. That's fine. So you move the space, and before whatever the space happens, luckily enough, you're able to take a long rest right now, which then happens on travel.
Those 1 through 4 is bad. Or
you are correct. 1 through 4 triggers an event. My apologies. But I'm going to do one quick note here, because I'm still getting this set up. If you're moving on to a space that already has an event triggered, then actually I don't think you need to roll, because I didn't see that. LITD, so we have already a special event that triggers, so no need to roll. Take it as a positive that in transit, now you have to consume a ration, and then you arrive here at LITD. Let me set the stage. So, as you're moving through the Underdark, keep in mind you're still within the Highlands. This is still strange. Don't get me wrong, we're officially in the Underdark, but we are in places where you still see some light pockets in these 100-foot plus caverns. You might see some trickling down, bouncing through these small sort of like porous channels from somewhere above. You see eyeless like bats or flying creatures fly about, occasional squawk. These huge, massive pillars of fungi on these sort of shaped, almost like obelisk-like spires that rise 30 to 40 feet in height, massive. But they guide you along almost like signposts, until you find an actual signpost on your journey. This signpost reads, "Light in the Dark Inn," and it looks like this. Shrouded by overhanging rock, you see an inn that's bustling. You start to hear music. It's soft, it's vibrant. It sticks out from the strange, sort of barren, alien-like terrain around. Okay, so I can't skip the looped song.
well, you can, but it
I
will
can? I
stop
did.
the loop. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Okay. Got it. That's fine. Okay. Yes, so in front of you, bonus, so luckily enough, nothing really happens. You have this inn. You can see that it's at least has some people coming in and out. Most of the people that are entering are surprisingly human, as well as occasional elf and maybe a dwarf here and there. Adventurers, clearly, people that have delved to the more accessible portions of the Underdark to find their fortune or trade. Occasional merchant. Give me one moment and I will bring you all to a new map. So at this point, you're able to have a ration, but you've not technically had a good night's rest yet. So no long rest. But funnily enough, you see an inn right before you. Oh. And let me make sure that you can see this place. Y'all now find yourselves on a new map. Perfect. You arrive. This structure is about maybe 10, 15 feet in height. A few sections kind of tower off, but it's mostly a large single structure building with high vaulted ceilings. You could already hear soft fires, the sound of clanking of mugs, and chattering. Some in common, some in another language, but there is life beyond these doors. What would you all like to do?
Is there like an open sign or like a?
Yeah, in front of you is a set of double doors, and you see it says "Light in the darkness, all are welcome." A vacancy, kind of like carved into it.
Okay, I'll open the door.
All right, go right ahead. You swing the doors open, and inside you see the site of a bustling tavern. Still some seats, but you see familiar sort of clientele you would expect in Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep or really anywhere else, humans, elves, and whatnot. But the closest table is a little bit different. You see a few half-orcs kind of stand and look towards a patron with their back turned towards you. They turn around as they appear to be a humanoid, human-sized bat hybrid thing. Grabbing hold of a mug, starts chugging it down, beer dribbling down, their matted fur, chuckling in a language that's very guttural. Do any of you speak Undercommon?
I do.
Kind of goes, this almost like bat kind of chirping kind of voice, screeching. It's nice to have a lovely brew. Thank you, Grog and Mog. Thank you for taking me out. It's been a while.
I love him.
To the northeast, before you take a step in, you see another strange sight. Actually, several. Let's go to the northwest here at the bar. You see a woman having a cooked meal. It looks to be like half of a insectoid sort of thorax. Starts eating it. You could almost see like the scales or little bits glistening. And next to her is either a giant miniaturized hamster or a miniaturized giant hamster. You're not quite sure, but it sits down and greedily eats at the table too, nibbling. To the northeast, at one of these doors, a very strange sight. The door seems to be blocked by 4 shambling undead. They don't have any weapons, but they moan and point to 3-foot-tall humanoid frog people. Mucus dripping off their forearms. They have spears on their back as they point and croak at the door. You hear a voice as the doors open. Says, first in Undercommon, come in. You're letting in the light. No. Oh. Our light. Just come in. And then waits and sees Brock enter. The woman speaks, this time in common, seeing you all to... Oh. There's a set of fresh faces. Welcome. The last light in. My name is Silkari Ganglandriel, but most people just call me Beacon. My friend, here she rolls her eyes, Del Dankil. Don't mind him. He's not quite so familiar with folks from above. Please, find a seat or a table. I'm sure either myself or Delg will take your orders. And if you need anything else, let me know. Just approach the bar.
I'm gonna brood in the corner with Robin.
Okay.
Robin, do you actually know Thieves' Cant?
My thieves' cant language is, it says it's halfling, I think.
You can have things can in all languages. That's fine.
I feel like rogues just get Thieves' Cant.
Yeah, you should just be able to
It
have
said-
that.
It gave me thieves' cant and said pick a language, and the language that I picked was halfling, I think. I don't know. I was confused.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's you know Halfling and Cant.
Yeah. So normally,
I
when
also know Thieves' Cant.
yeah.
We can have a conversation over here in the corner.
Yeah.
Like
Normally, I kind of think Thieves' Cant is like a special form of sign language that you don't have. I keep it simple. You don't need to have Thieves' Cant Halfling because they have common. Don't worry about that shit. Just it's Thieves' Cant, and then you also know Halfling.
I do also know common sign language.
And there you go. Now you got both forms.
yeah, I always imagine Thieves' Cant as like speaking very cryptic with like well-known like code words,
Yeah. Using
So,
hand
like-
symbols at
like
the same
obfuscating
time.
like the true meaning of what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like if you're in the know, then you know.
As you go to sit down, you find that, let's see who comes to bother you. Huh? Beacon. She pushes up the like swinging door, like the bar door. She pushes it up and walks over, checks on the other guests, just kind of bows, sees that everyone's doing well, has their drinks, eating whatever strange foods or normal breads are provided. She goes and checks up on you. Huh. Well, lovely table of adventurers, I assume. She looks at 13. You. 13 looks at her, sees that her sleeves are kind of rolled up, so her arms are showing, and immediately kind of rolls it down, kind of hiding it under her gauntlets. Huh. Teach their own, I guess. Do you all need something? Maybe a drink? You all look like you could use some. If you need, we do have rooms for the night as well. Now, they are a little bit pricey, but when you create a safe haven down here, it's a bit costly. A little bit of spoil. This place is protected. You don't need to worry. One might call it neutral grounds. Politically, of course, but magically, there is a barrier around here that the evils to be found further below will not find their way here. Hence why we have, and she pulls out a little leaflet, 3 tiers of spaces here. We have the commons, which is, of course, well, the cheapest. Simply, it's a large room with a bedroll and the basic necessities, but nothing much beyond that. We have our normal quarters, which you do get a proper bed, a storage locker, and that can house up to 8 people in one room. And of course, we have our fine 3-room suites, individual rooms, if the more discerning type. We have one of those checked out, and it looks like. She looks over at the frogs. Yes, the bullywugs are in the cheap rooms, along with our other guest. As she says that, you begin to hear splashing beyond the door. And you hear laughing inside the room and splashing like a toddler playing in a tub.
How much are they?
Oh, silly me. I forgot the cost. Yes, so the common rooms are going to be 50 gold per person a night. The main room is 100, and the suites are going to be 300 a night. But I guarantee not only safety, but a lovely rest, and food is included. Drinks are extra.
I think the medium is fine.
I'm holding 0 money.
So you said 100 per.
For the like normal room, yeah. It's basically one large common room, but you actually have beds and you're not sleeping on the floor with bullywogs and zombies or whatever else that is.
600 gold.
Oh.
Which is a platinum worth again.
10. So 10 silver to a gold, 10 gold to a platinum.
And then I will say, I think we can all agree a round of waters would be great for us. Very seriously, not joking at all.
Water. Huh. And then she looks down. 13 looks at you, kind of scoffs, rolls her eyes. I'll have an ale. Give me the good stuff. Bugman's Brew, to be precise, if you have it. She looks at you, or she looks at 13, and then looks at you, Brock, looks at 13. And then she smiles and says, yes, we should still have a few Bugmans. Haven't had anyone ask for that in a while. Okay. Well, let me go check on your friends, see what they want. She just sort of taps at the list, and as she does, you notice that she's not actually writing, but this sort of magical pen kind of floats and starts writing for her. Huh. Yes, okay. You two, the brooding ones in the corner. Yes, hello. Yes, I know all about brooding. What can I get for you?
Do they have, like, appetizers?
Appetizers, ooh. Yes, we do. Give me one moment. She flips through a few pages. We have 2. Looks like we have a mollusk soup and the hookor pie. It's literally cut from hookors. But, I mean, I guarantee it's fresh. And, well, we have a few entrees. We have the Inkeg thorax. We have the, actually levied bread, plus some deep roe steaks. And to dessert, we have actually a nice flambe.
I'll skip straight to the flambe, please.
Ah, yes, please. Let me write that down for you. Okay. Flambe. For dessert, for the discerning child-of-mean gentleman. Mm-hmm. I'm just kidding. I love flambe.
Pie, and
I'm sorry?
you know, if there's anyone we could talk to around here if we're interested in purchasing information on the current state of the Underdark.
Well, it's a good idea. Let me see. Give me one moment. And you said, what was the food order? I apologize. You were a bit muffled under your cloak there.
Horror pie.
Ah, I like you. And you notice, and as she says that, we get this shot of, she kind of like waves, and at her waist is this sort of like rod. And Oster, you recognize that she actually has a copy of what you use. She has a tentacled rod, and as she kind of waves it around, the 3 tentacles wave around excitedly as she says, she like waves it at the Dwergar behind the counter, and she says, Del Kokor Pie, your specialty, and kind of waves it, and they all kind of and start clapping. He rolls his eyes and goes, ugh, and starts going into the back and getting the food. Should be out shortly. Now, are you all staying the night? If you are at least at the middle tier, shall we say, the food is, of course, on the house, with the package, of course. Drinks are at cost. If you're just here to be in the common room, then food will be the normal price.
I covered them.
Oh, you did. My apologies.
Okay,
yes, I see you
600.
both are split. Oh, yeah, you are right. Oh, yes, and the coins just float into her coin purse. Yes, well, okay. I'll be back. Oh, and you mentioned about someone. I think we have. Well, she's not a merchant of secrets, we might say, but she's been traveling a while. Her and her companion. You might know a few things. Let me go get them. She goes,
Her
floats.
companion.
Yes, looks at you. I don't think it's that way. More of a friend, a bodyguard.
Oh.
I mean, to each their own. I might be completely wrong. You know, this is the Underdark after all. Who knows? And she goes up to the counter, rings the little bell, and these sort of like floating pens and mage hands just kind of go and grab her order and kind of start moving behind the scenes, kind of fixing a few drinks, cleaning up some plates. It's very sort of like Fantasia kind of style. And she looks very amused with herself and her magic. She dings a little bit and says, "Oh, well, I sent a little page to her room. She'll be out momentarily." As it happens, you all hear again another splash. The frog folk, which are bullywugs, start now ribbiting aggressively at the zombies who are just sort of standing there shambling.
I'll shuffle his hair a little this way.
Can I?
Fine. You hear another splash.
Robin turns to Voda and says, "That's why I'm sitting over here."
Yeah, it was a little bit close to a seemingly heated situation. Agreed.
I'm done. I'm done. Gentlemen, you could let the others in. They could have the rest of the bath water. The door swings open and you see a woman clad in seaweed and mucus wrap a sort of crudely made towel around her body. Her face droops down. She kind of looks at you all, kind of smiles. Feel free to roll a nature or history check.
Nature or history?
Those are failures. Wood. Maybe all your fan stories, fanfics, and other little stories, you somehow recognize that this is a sea hag that's just kind of splashed out from the bathroom and looks at you all, dripping in water and sort of seaweed. Oh? And who are you? She kind of waddles past the zombies. A few kind of follow her. No, not you, stupid elf. And she goes and sits down at the empty seat with a wet splash on the wood.
I think.
Points at wood.
I think Oster moved.
Oh my.
Yeah, I said I
seat.
shuffled my seat to the side.
Oh, you shuffled your seat to the side. Oh, never mind. She just stands there. Not in the seat, then. Hovering over
When
Oster, but looking at
they
wood.
started fighting, I shuffled away from them.
Wood is like essentially like slaps Oster's stomach to kind of like push him away and just says, "Oh my god, is this real life?" What language is she speaking?
She's speaking in common. Yeah, she's speaking just straight up common. She has been the whole time.
Oh my god! What you mean? That's what I'm called. But more importantly, who are you? And I'm gonna just crawl onto the table and just sit cross-legged in front of the hag.
Ah! Well, hello there, little furry thing. You smell delectable. I'm quite bored of these nice-looking, attractive ones, but you have a mischievous scent. My name is Polly Titchwillow. At your service.
Polly Titchwillow? Tell me everything about your life.
Well, Pull up a chair and I'll start telling you all about all the men I've not seduced, killed. Yes, you pull them into the sea, you take their lovely shinies, and now I've made friends, and here are the 4 that I've kept. I've got Bill and Phil and Dill, and that one's Grant.
No, not Phil.
Yes, Phil. He's my favorite. She slaps the tallest one in the bunch.
Wow, that
Got
one
glasses?
looks like a talented IT man.
Yes, I was just thinking that. Oh, hold on. I gotta make it into I guess I can just make it into a commoner. Hold on. 1 second.
Phil is not a commoner. He is a commoner. He is the main character.
You're right, but I gotta assign it a token so I can put the name on it. Yes, this is Phil, and the others are Dill and Bill and Grant, and sometimes I forget their names. Don't really matter because this one's my favorite. Grabs at his arm, almost falls out of its socket. Yes, and as she does that, you all then begin to see a figure. You hear a door open and then shut. You hear the sound of like creaking wood, footsteps on stone, and you hear sort of this like humming. This sort of like singing to themselves, a very sort of high-pitched, playful sort of way. And then you see a figure. Sorry, I'm doing this really quick. A figure walk down the hall. It's feminine in form. You wouldn't really be able to tell what sort of species they are, except for the dead giveaway that they have a feline tail wrapped around their waist that seems to always kind of fly around, and they kind of tuck back, and she kind of tucks it back into her waist. And as she kind of skips down the hall, you could see that she has several packs and bags, some with like medical supplies, sort of like a traveling like alchemist or like almost like plague doctor kind of feel, but with mushrooms and other things kind of growing out of their back. Not in their bag, but like in their pack, I should say. They don't seem to have any weapons sort of drawn. She turns, gets down the hall, sees the bullywugs, kind of, you hear a sort of raspberry sound. She looks down the hall, kind of taps her feet, and you notice that she's not wearing shoes, but has big old kitty floppas. As she's kind of like, the toe beans are tapping on the stone, and then looks towards the north, grabs at her mask, again, completely kind of hidden underneath. There's that big lug. He'll show up. Yes, hello. You all needed some help, and then she looks over at Polly Titchwillow. She kind of hisses at the woman. She sort of hisses underneath back. Polly looks at you. We'll talk again later. I need to unfurl my seaweeds. Ta-ta! Move, stupid frogs. And she goes into the room, opens it up, grabbing her undead. And of course, Phil lumbers, looks at you all, and you hear this sort of like crusty sort of wink as it looks right into the camera and keeps waddling into the room. The bullywugs look at you all and then immediately rush into the bathroom. Go ahead.
Before the bullywugs leave, I'm like fumbling with I fumble with my pack a little, and a leather bag falls out.
Uh-huh.
And then one of the bullywugs' eyes go towards
this one
it,
stops.
And tongue laps out, pulls it into its mouth.
Yep.
Like sits there for a second. Then
yep. Oh. Yep.
And then a whole ass greatsword comes out of its mouth, clangs onto the table, and then it coughs up the bag onto the table too, and then it leaves.
Perfect, even better. Yeah, so it swallows it. The whole sword kind of plops on the table, looks at you all. Its cheeks grow bright red, and then immediately runs into the room. They close the door, and then you hear the sound of splashing yet again in the room. So you hear several ribbits chanting to each other. No, it is a always an interesting day down here, I have to say. Hello. My name is Michalis. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. She kind of waves. Her hands are getting wrapped in these bandages. She says almost a sort of like playful demeanor. Her clothes have been stitched over several times over. But she has the demeanor of someone who has adventured many miles in the Underdark, who knows a bit about what they are. Normally, I sell the potions, poultices, and other produce. I love the alliteration of the P's. It's always fun to say. But my little beans, and she goes, can I sit down?
Is there an extra chair anywhere we can pull up?
You know what? I'll go find one. She goes, steals the chair from the other people at the table. They just kind of look at her and just, she drags it over very loud like, and then slaps down, sits down in the chair with almost a sound as she is quite sort of light on her feet. Yes, but my name's Michalis. I'm a traveling merchant down here. Normally I like to try to find rare alchemical reagents, potions, poultices, and produce, as I usually like to sell. But I might have the occasional knickknack or rare little trinket. I'm a part of a little guild, you see. Two of my other friends, there's Corvus. He's our doctor in all things arcane. He's quite skilled, especially curses and other terrible things. And Sniv. Sniv's a new fellow. I think he's a kobold. Yes. He likes to carry the other general goods and weapons found around. But me, I love the interesting little finds. But, and then as she's about to continue and maybe give you a little bit more info, you finally hear the sound of heavy feet clanging. And then, almost like a computer whirl-up sound, you begin to hear something that sounds like S and then sp, sp. As emerging out of the doorway, you see a giant sort of automaton, a machine covered in fungus. Yes, my friend, we found each other about a year ago or so. Please, I would love you all to meet my friend. We call him the nursery.
Oh, yeah.
Please, say something, would you? Or maybe your signature catchline would be perfect.
Spores.
Yes, beautiful. Just like how I remembered. Sorry. I had to do that really quick. Oh, boy. Not expecting that one. Yes, so. How can we help you?
Wood is looking at Magilus up and down.
Chalice, yes.
Chalice. And notices the cat-like features, the feminine voice, the kind of charismatic nature of her, and the fact that she has a lot of apothecary items and an interest in the Underdark. The kind of interests kind of send red flags up in Wood's psyche. Does Wood think this is possibly their mother somehow?
Roll me.
Okay.
Roll me an insight check. I'll give you advantage.
Inside check with advantage. 22.
I was not prepared for this. Your choice. Is it?
Wood's
Would you say
Wood's
it?
ears will go back into airplane mode. And Wood will start to growl. Kind of like a cat that sees another cat. Kind of like when
Mhm.
Doka saw Gwen that one time.
Having no
There
clue what's
will be
going on and being in between them, Oster says, "Hey, wait, please, let's not go straight to that, please."
Mhm. Have I upset it? It kind of looks down. I'm sorry. It's sometimes hard to see. Huh. Their demeanor kind of shifts a little bit. Nursery just kind of waddles over, leans closer, and says their signature catchphrase to try to break the ice.
I mean, they were usually saying that when they were infecting people with a little bit of.
Oh, and this is a while ago. I can't. Unless you feel free to roleplay as them, but this is a very spring of the moment kind of deal. I know you're infecting people, but.
You have qualms with my traveling companion, do you? I think was the voice I used for the nursery.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
You do not recognize your own daughter from beneath that mask?
Huh.
Children
Looks you.
are a wonderful thing. The nursery starts congratulating Majolis.
Magellan looks at the nursery and then looks at Wood. I am so sorry. My memory's been a little fuzzy. It's it almost feels like a bit of myself is lost. How about this? If I am what you say I am too, I wasn't expecting this. Maybe you can give me some time. You see, I'm a bit on a quest myself. I've forgotten much. I traveled down here to try to help regain my memories, either by pollens, poultices, or poultry, or produce, or other P's, P's and Q's, Q's and
Right.
P's. But I
Right.
feel
Kind of like
something.
Right. Kind of like how you forgot a certain amount of poison could take down the weak. You just completely and just by happenstance forgot.
Since you rolled so well, even under their mostly hidden clothes and demeanor, this mask that almost seems to be perfectly affixed, you can tell that whoever's under there, they almost seem to be unsure. It's not very malicious. It's truly someone has amnesia and they're trying to remember. It's almost kind of pitiful.
You really don't remember. Brock! Brock, come here!
Yes. What's
I'm
up?
going to take a sniff of Magulus and then take a huge sniff from Brock. Essentially, I want to know, since earlier Brock mentioned that something was speaking in his head after being exposed to some type of spores. I think this was when he was trying to, this was a few sessions ago when he was had a flying spell and something was talking in his head.
Yes.
I want to essentially try to smell to detect if whatever has infected Magulus is a similar scent to what had earlier affected Brock.
Sure. I'll give you an Arcana check. I'll give you advantage because of how well you've been doing.
Advantage.
26. Wow. Yes, you are right. It seems like Majalis, at least that's what they're calling themselves, were corrupted by some strange magics of the Underdark. There is clearly some sort of magical means of amnesia. You can almost see these like purplish greenish wisps leaving from the corners of their mask. I'm sorry, this is so awkward. And as Majalis, their mood completely shifted, you see Delg and Beacon walk over with plates of food, drinks, and of course water. He slams it down in Brock's like face, grabs a beer for 13, and then looks at you, Brock, and just kind of shakes his head, his long flowing like white beard. Again, this is a Dwergar that is standing next to you. These sort of Underdark dwarves, clad in sort of tavern keepers, like long kind of baking apron, flour dust all over his arms. He puts the water as well as a few sort of like soups and bread on the house for you all, and just again, not really making eye contact into Brock, but he speaks in not Undercommon but Dwarvish. He kind of says, "Disgraceful," and then walks away from you.
I don't even notice. I just say thank you back in Dwarven, and I start drinking and I start eating.
Oh my god! Beacon brings out the steaks, the horror steaks, and other drinks, and of course the flambe. Looks at the two brooding ones in the corner, and she gives you a little thumbs up, a little wink. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Delish.
She knows. She knows. She walks over to the table. Oh, Majalis and the nursery. Strange name. I see you found our new friends. I hope you don't mind finishing up the rounds for our other guests, but is everything okay here? I sense a little tension. Ooh.
Yes, we're fine. We're working some
Delg, give me the spray bottle. This one's hissing. Doug looks and just kind of grabs at his waist. That was a joke, you nincompoop. Okay, well, please, if you are going to fight, do it outside. Blood does like to stain, and frankly, I don't want to deal with it anymore. If you break anything, you will have to pay double for your room. So don't break anything, okay? Good. And she starts walking away. She grabs hold of the tendrilled whip and starts moving around. They almost seem to kind of coalesce and point directly at Wood and Majalis and kind of back forth, and then they kind of go lax. Be good. First and final warning. Come on, Doug. We gotta clean up. Your rooms are just beyond the door. She sort of nonchalantly just waves her hand without even looking as she places a large, classic, sort of almost jail cell key right on the table. You're the only ones signed up for that room. It's simply right here. Once you're ready, feel free to claim a bunk. And in the morning, or at least our normally assumed morning time, we'll make sure to have some food or some other things for you all, and then we'll go from there.
It's appreciated.
Okay. She nods.
Foster switches to Wood's chair since everybody moved around during that.
Yeah. Well, Majalis says, let's go back to what we were talking about before. You needed some help of the Underdark? She kind of like skirts around the nursery.
So, I have a few questions about the current state of the Underdark.
Sure, how can I help you?
First, does Wood still have the map? And if so,
Wood.
Is Wood willing?
Tentatively hands it to you. Oh, sorry.
And I was just gonna ask, and if so, is Wood even willing to hand it over right now? Would like to know.
Wood.
We would like to know. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Wood does a stage whisper and says, "Be dubious of everything that comes out of her mouth."
The first question I had was, how up to date would you say this map is?
Yeah, let me take a look. Let me look at our world map. Let me bring everybody to the world map. And yoink. Oh, seems to be barely up to date, but some of these little markings, these little crosses, exclamations, and other little points, I'm not quite sure where you got this from. What do they symbolize?
We don't know.
We found it. The previous owners were long past by the time we discovered it.
Which brings me to my second question. Do you know what happened at Axholm that created such a giant pit into the Underdark?
Well, kind of stumped there. I am not familiar with Axholm, but if you're talking about a giant rift and structures, you came. Well, let's take a step back. Which direction did you come from that might help me out?
We came from just a bit southwest of here.
Oh, okay. I see. So, let me take a look at your map. Now, the terrain and everything is actually set. It looks quite well. It's a bit, well, condensed. Basically, a snippet. There's much more out here than this little partition, but it seems that she kind of taps at the very center. Again, gloved hand, but you can kind of tell that's at a point like that of like a claw, like a cat claw. She taps at the table. Here. It's very interesting because these three circles are indicating clearly something. Normally, I don't like to travel around there. There are ancient places, dwarven runes carved into those spots, and unless you're there for really the dangerous treasures, then I don't usually go there. I usually like to head westwards. The places to the west are quite interesting. The Twilight Oceans. That's where you'll find some of the more rare and unique plant life. But I would highly suggest you, no matter what you do, be very, very careful, because the north is, well, quite dangerous. There's been a recent surge in drow hunting parties, and not like our matron here. These are the ones that like to take people and bring them into their city of spiders. It's a fate I wouldn't wish on anyone. But back to business. Yes, so this rift you said, I'm guessing about, what was it, 6 months or so ago, around the time actually that as far back as I can remember, there was a few rifts that opened into the Underdark, quakes, shakes, and other terrible things. Rumors of something waking up and then a bright green, purple light. And then this magic split open the ground, and there was many people that fled out to the Underdark and come back several months later and whisper about some strange pale white eye or some other bullshit. I don't really know. But to answer your question, it wasn't normally like that. These rifts, these splits, were opened by almost surges of magic, trapped deep, deep within the Underdark. Almost the crust, as if something wanted to break free.
I see. Then my third question was, you kind of already answered it, but it was just, have you noticed anything that you've found unusual lately happening in the Underdark?
Well, beyond the surge of raids from Drow, a lot of the peoples around here have been a bit more upset. And then she looks over at Wood, almost like your little friend. Maybe not quite like that. Maybe that's... I'm not sure what to make of it. I'm sorry. But yes, back to it. I've noticed that there are some Dwergar factions that have been acting a lot more aggressive lately. But recently, only about maybe this past week or two, give or take, I've seen humans strolling around, not the usual adventuring kind, people like yourselves, but people clad in black and red, a symbol of a hand drenched in blood on their shields, stomping around not only like they owned the place, but were searching for something. They were led by this hulking man, almost 7 feet tall, clad in heavy, heavy armor. And they were heading, she points, that way, and she kind of taps on the map. Somewhere around there.
That's very good to know.
Oh, my apologies. She goes and digs into her bag. If you find any bags or people that have this symbol, well, do be a dear and grab them when you can. You see, I'm a part of the Society of Brilliance. We have some friends. There is a few people that are lost. If you happen to find any of them, that would be, well, fantastic, and I'm sure our order will owe you quite a bit.
Was that the symbol that was in the bag from earlier?
I think so. Yes, it was.
I'll pull out the bag. We actually found one earlier, and I'll hand it over.
Oh. Huh. I don't know
You
who
did
this
mention
is
something
from.
about the pale white eye, and we did hear something about that on our way in here. Is that connected to this symbol? It looks sort of like a pale white eye.
Oh, I never thought of that. I always thought of it as a ram, angelic. I don't really know. I don't think it's this, but good catch.
Okay.
No, this symbol has been around for quite a while. It actually has roots in Baldur's Gate. Wonder why I remember that. Well, I did want to ask that if you do happen to kind of find your way and find any others, particularly live people, would you be on the lookout for my friend? He's a hobgoblin, you see. His name is Blurg, a lovely fellow. He has a friend, but I haven't met him. Says it lives in his head or somewhere else, but I guess if you find his friend too, that would be fantastic.
And then speaking of owing people things, how much do I owe you for this information?
Oh, and then she looks at Wood, and then looks at you. Let's just call it even Steven. Since you were gonna help me out by finding friends and other people associated with the Society of Brilliance, and Well, I don't have to deal with this awkward situation of things I can't really remember. Toodles! And then she goes and grabs the nursery's arm and then looks over at Wood. If I am your mother, I would love to remember that, but I can't remember right now, but maybe once this is done, hopefully. And if not, then a friend.
In Undercommon, Wood will respond. Right, like I haven't heard that one before.
Damn.
Well, I don't remember if I have. Okay. Goodbye.
I can't hear your trauma. I don't remember it.
I can't hear it. I don't remember it. I am sorry. Okay.
Robin will say,
I wasn't
"Wood,
expecting that.
it's best to not too much stock into the concept of family."
No.
I've certainly found that it can cause some issues, but there are times when it can be deeply important. No?
I agree.
As you're all saying this, you notice that 13 has definitely been paying a lot of attention, especially to the mention of family and your opinions about it, whether they be good or bad. And you can tell that she's sort of very deep into thought, thinking about it. And with that, I think, let me go back to our little map here. But now, since you are in the light in the darkness, you have paid for rooms. Sure, right over here. You now are able to take a long rest, able to recover. And since this is a quote-unquote safe spot and you paid for not the shittiest rooms, you all are also going to get 12 temp HP to start off the fresh start of the day.
Nice.
Okay, now does this cure my injury and return my sapped strength?
So any sapped strength, so like your health, if you were like health drain or anything else, that returns. What was your injury? Was it rolled on the injury table?
Yes, it was a 4, and I wrote it
Oh,
down
yeah.
in my notes. Am I allowed to say it? Or...
Yeah, you could definitely say.
As first degree burns, whenever you take fire or radiant damage, you also suffer an additional 2d6.
Okay. Yeah, so basically on the injury table, a 4 heals on its own during a long rest. 3 can be healed with some magical means. I'd have to check my list again. Injury. 2 has to be paid by a professional healer, which you will be able to find possibly roaming in the Underdark or at like places like this potentially. And then 1 has to be either by like divine or like you get lucky and find something where, something pretty specific can help you out. But yeah. So I think at this point, because I'm looking at the time and slightly early, I think this is a good spot for until next time, because I'll be honest, which I'm, happily surprised that we got a lot of good RP in that I didn't think we would get. So you are on track. Let me see if there's any other information that she would have given you on the world map that might have changed. She told you, and I'll show you all the world map in just a sec, that there was hunting parties, especially on the northern side. They've sort of migrated a bit. The traps that were in front of you, she said, were still set. And she also mentioned that there is another major location called Haven Town, which is probably the biggest sort of spot in the area to not only get supplies, but it's like the main central hub. This was just like a little inn offshoot. But Haven Town is the next place that you can possibly really make sure to stay at and buy goods. She also told you of another campsite. Okay, I'm going to bring you all to the world map just to be safe. So now it is slightly updated. Haventown is here. A few patrols, she motioned that they are in the north, and that a few campsites have been revealed.
I think we're making it to Haventown.
Yeah, it seems unlikely.
Depends on what happens after we get to the circles.
Right, true.
And this is just like our first week.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if there's any, like, you know, teleporter traps or the like.
Very true. Okay, well, I'm having a blast. I hope you all are as well. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for a lovely, lovely session, as always. Schedules, while I still have you, per usual, let me check. April the 28th.
International Jazz Day.
Oh.
Yep, should be good.
Yeah.
Good here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good for the next. I'll probably miss the one after that, May 5th.
Okay. Cinco de Mayo, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just let me know. Basically for games. Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, for games, if we have one person who can't make it, not usually a big deal. You could still have a session. If two or more, and this is just my general rule, then we just cancel. So. Cool. That means I need Rokiden to send me information or any whatnot because, you know, I don't know. That was just a spur of the moment, so you have to let me know more about or not if this becomes something.
All right.
Everyone getting some family lore drops. Exactly.
Stream. Goodbye. Bye, chat.